Alrighty guys, so not a whole lot has happened since we last talked. There's been starting on this intercooler setup, so as you can see this side here I have it marked out where I'm going to make my cuts, and that just basically removes that section there, and I actually have a piece of it here to have a quick look at. So essentially you're removing this thin piece here. The way I made my measurement on it, just to go back to here, was obviously you can see the closer measurement, and then I made another one. So basically you're looking at 20 mil out from the edge of the plastic piece. So if I can get my finger in here, so you're looking at 20 mil from there to there. I just brought my line up, and then you can see there's a very slight slant to that cut just to the top there, and that's because there is a support section just there, a little press piece of steel. So anyway, I did make my cut across there, and then all I do is I sand back the undercoating, and I basically start removing the welds there on that piece, and then that piece just came straight out. Now actually I didn't even get the welds off it, they just thinned out to the point where they came loose, the piece came loose. So I'll just show you what the results are. So that's what we're looking at there. So I'll just put the light down there. I really like it. I like the look of it. I don't know how practical it's going to be, but I definitely like the look of it. You can see here, then you go around the side. Basically I just have my two mounts here. These are kind of flimsy enough, but with the fact there's three of them, I think there's a little bit of movement. Actually, there's not even, no, there's not even movement. I don't know what I'm saying, there's a little bit of movement. There's not. And you can just see that they're just standard off-the-shelf brackets. They have a little kink in there just to reinforce the 90 degree. And then essentially that one went on there, and then I just tweaked it back to sat in line there, and I drilled out holes. And the same here, I just cut down pieces here and then folded them down on top of themselves so that they get that angle. See, the angle is quite severe. And yeah, it's kind of cool. This section here, the plastic, will have to be shaped out, and then I'll have to get a silicone joiner for here to come out to here. Aluminium tube going straight across, this gone, and then the match here. I don't know if my tow hook is going to be in the way. Possibly not, I don't know. We'll find out. It's no big deal if it is or it isn't, like, because I'd like to keep it. Yeah, that's all. That's all that's really happened. I'm going to talk a bit about the exhaust in a second, but I will show you. Before this video ends, I'll put the bumper on, and you can kind of see how it fits and everything like that. But the exhaust is the next. It's the next thing. So I had kind of two different minds. Let me just hop up on this ladder here. Easier than trying to lower the car while I'm talking to you. So I was in kind of two different minds about this. I think because my exhaust system is 2.5 inch stainless steel, I think I'm either going to, I want to really have a go with this myself rather than putting it out of house. So my thinking on it is first of all, I'm going to have to raise this turbo. That turbo is going to have to come up in the bay just because of that steering box. And then I'm going to come up through the back there and straight across. Now I can make it out of mild steel, which is financially quite beneficial, and I will end up probably having to wrap this exhaust anyway. So the stainless steel part doesn't really matter, because you never rust out an exhaust inside in the engine bay where it's the hottest. You've rusted out further back where there's moisture, and then moisture can sit there and everything like that, and it never really gets too hot. So I'm not too concerned about this being stainless steel here. I could do it like that with your normal mild steel joints. Very, very cheap. And the thing about cheap is that when I'm doing it myself, it means I can make mistakes, and I don't have to go with it. I don't have to give in to the financial cost of it and just say, well, that'll do. I can keep going and make sure I get the very best. And then maybe if I get anyway good at it, the next iteration will be a 3-inch stainless steel version. But at the moment, I think I'm just going to go 2.5-inch mild steel, bring it straight to the turbo, straight down to a flange, stainless steel on from there. I have to raise the turbo. I have to make a oil feed line for it, and then I also have to figure out some kind of way of making a oil return or oil drain line, because you might remember when I removed the turbo the first time, I actually broke the oil feed or oil return line. So that part can be okay. Put a big pipe on there, get a piece that fits that template, and put a big pipe in between. Bob's your uncle. We're away with it. We're going to have to clock the turbo as well. I know people get a bit weird about clocking turbos and stuff, so that'll be something interesting. It's not something I've ever really... I've taken apart a few turbos in the past, just with... used to be into Opals, and they go through turbos very quick. So it's not something I've really too concerned about. So anyway, yeah, that's the news so far. And this is what it looks like with the bumper on. So you can see now I haven't fully mounted up the bumper just here. The reason for that is I'm going to have to adjust one of the, put one of the brackets underneath the bracket for holding the bumper. And I just didn't want to do that while I'm only in the test fit stage. So, to give you an idea, you can just see it peeking out down the bottom there. So what I'm going to do, I haven't fitted the other one yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in one of those little spoilers just across here. I want to keep there's two reasons. I want to keep this standard bumper. Two reasons. One, I actually quite like how the car is going to look quite standard. I fitted the 15-inch alloys that are standard for these, and I really like how it was sitting quite a little bit low. Standard alloys, the whole kind of thing I liked. So I'm just going to put one of those little lip spoilers underneath, the black little trim. I don't think it'll be noticed, and hopefully that will do the job. Potential issues are that, when you're bottoming out, like if I bottom out and hit this here, I'm going to hit that first, which is not ideal. Now, in saying that, I've seen lots of front mount intercoolers where they cut out sections across here on the bumper, and they would be in the same situation as well. So I think it just comes with the territory. Alternatively, I could mount a intercooler across there as well, but I don't really like how that looks. That's only for looks, because that's obviously a very practical place to put it. So I'm going to do the same on this side tomorrow, and looking good, isn't it? Well, I don't know, you guys make up your mind. The clearances are all pretty good. I might just notch one little area at the top there just to make sure it doesn't touch, because it will wear through the aluminium of the intercooler. And then the other alternative, if I find I'm rubbing, which so far when I lowered it, there was no sign of that. If I find I'm rubbing, I will have to just bring that to a shop and get them to make that a more hard angle on it, if you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, first test fit of the intercooler is looking alright. It's a bit of work in it, but it's looking alright. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Bye.